All right, greetings. This is Grandfather. Now, I know it's been a while since we've had a chat, but I do have something I want to say. First off, and this is very important, you were all right? You were all born as spiritual beings. This means that your spirits and your souls were the larger part of you, even though you were a physical being. And this is done by creation intentionally so that you will always have a point of reference built into your physical body about who you really are. Now, you all know that at some point in your life, sometimes more than one point, you begin to ask who you really are. Who am I? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? The whole thing, eh? So, that point of reference is in your physical body because you were sown from the grace of spirit in order to be here now and do what you can that fulfills your spiritual intent. This means what your soul, that portion of you that is made up of spirit and includes elements of your personality, and it also includes the overall spirit you, that which is immortal, and you all have that. So, how to be reminded about who you are. Because many times, especially these days, a great many of you feel lost. And by that, I don't mean that you forgot your name and you don't remember how to get home. I mean that you feel a sense of your world being upside down, or strange, or what happened kind of feeling, all right? So, for those of you who can feel the heart warmth, and that's been discussed at length, then you can always find your way. But if you're not sure, check the exercise as given, which is really just a reminder how to do the heart warmth, all right? But also, this is something you can do. In quiet moments, if you have those, stare at something that has no apparent outstanding features, meaning a blank wall, preferably one of a light color, but if only a dark color is available, that's fine. Light colors tend to tell your mind that it can relax. In dark colors, your mind has a tendency to want to seek out what's there, and this is because at night you naturally try to seek out the stars, all right? Or to see into the dark night to see what is there. You understand? So your mind will function quite strongly if there are dark walls, which suggests that you might want to paint your bedroom light colors, but that's just an aside. So, then, look at that blank light-colored wall or ceiling, that's all right too. and just let your mind relax. If you catch yourself thinking, that's perfectly all right. But try to let your mind relax so you're not noticing any thoughts. Then take your hands and place them here on your shoulders or down a little further so that some of your fingers extend down to your heart area and or your stomach area or both. And just leave your hands like this in this shape and keep them there if you can. All right. And again, try not to think. Some of you will get pictures. Sometimes the pictures won't make sense because they don't seem to be something you recall in your life. And yet, sometimes these pictures will be from childhood. And the reason the picture is there in your mind's eye is to help you to connect to that spirit, soul, you that is at the root of who you are physically. All right? So that's one way to do this. Another way, all right, instead of putting your hands here, is to put your hands together like this, all right? And you can hold them in front of you, but hold them in front of the same general areas, meaning you saw before was around the shoulders extending down towards the heart. Start here, or move your hands down, 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 in this position as far as you need to go to where you feel the best. You will perhaps have to move your hands around to experiment. Is it here? Is it here? But it's not meant to be a thought process. It's meant to be purely physical, meaning notice where you feel the best. So you'll be feeling with your stomach or your abdomen area, and to some extent the center of your chest, most of you. And notice where it feels the best. Again, wait. Many of you will not get pictures the first time you do this, but try it over time and you will get pictures. If they're pictures of violence or things that have happened that upset you, or even things you've read about or heard about that upset you, let that go. Because your overall spirit self and your soul self, born into your body, will give you only pictures that are benevolent, relaxing, and sometimes mysterious, meaning you might see a ceiling, as you might have noticed in a crib as a baby. Or you might see something that looks a bit like a shoulder with something else in the distance, and that's probably being held by mother or father, or possibly uncle or big brother or big sister. So you will get visions, essentially, these pictures, that will all be from the time when you were a little baby. And these times can remind you and get you in touch with who you are. When you get that feeling of who you are, many of you will have a warmth or a very good feeling in your body that will spread out, and you'll just feel like you can relax more. And when you relax, you will also perhaps either get more pictures, or you will suddenly have one or more things in your head that might seem to be symbols or pictures. Some of you might see a musical instrument. Some of you might see a pastoral scene, meaning out in the country somewhere. Some of you might see sky or clouds. Now, you can consider possibilities here. You can say, well, for example, if I'm seeing sky or clouds, does that mean I should be a painter? Or does it mean I should be a pilot? Like that. Or if you're seeing a pastoral scene out in the country, should I be a farmer? And when you say these things, and you don't have to say them, you can think them, notice how you feel in your physical body. If you get a good feeling, and by good feeling I mean relaxed, comfortable, with ease, all right, then this is something you could try. Keep in mind that it doesn't have to be a career try, meaning you don't have to enroll in university to try it. You could just see if you can be around it. Go out to the airport. Maybe try to get a job there, in the case of a pilot. Or go to an art school. Ask if you can sit in on a class. Or go to an art store. Ask them if you can get some instruction on painting for the sky picture, you understand? That kind of thing. So don't make a big investment and don't put hurdles in your way that you have to get a college degree. First, sample it to see how it feels in your body. And if you can get a feeling like that this feels good, meaning you're relaxed and you're at ease and you feel well physically, then that's it. That's something to try. It may not be, as I say, the job itself. It might mean that being in that job or sampling it or being in that art class or what have you will bring about events that will help you to find what it is you're supposed to be doing. But always notice in your physical body how it feels. I want to say something else here. If you notice instead of a relaxed feeling of ease and just feeling essentially welcome, all right, as before, when I was speaking just now, before, if instead of that you feel excitement, all right, that is not a clear way to know that something is for you. If it is only exciting, then that's not the message you're looking for. Because your spirit and your soul will not give you pictures exclusively that are meant for excitement. The feeling you want to notice first is that relaxation, the feeling of ease, literally the feeling of being welcomed, is what you're looking for. If later on you get excited about this job, whatever you find that is for you, then, and it can just be a vocation or a hobby, doesn't have to be an employment, all right? Then that is all right. But first, the good feeling. And if excitement follows sometime later, that's all right then. I feel it's important for you to have these markers because so many of you are feeling the sensation that life is out of control, so to speak. Don't know if you really had that much control in the beginning, but life is out of control or things seem strange and you just feel lost, all right? And because so many of you feel that way, I felt it would be good for you to have a way to be found. And the best way to be found is by the Spirit Soul You, who loves you and wants you to be happy, and will only give you messages that are benevolent, good, and kind. Good life.